Photography business competition. It's irrelevant. Welcome to my photography business channel. My name is Rosh. This video is part of 31 videos which I'm creating in the month of May to support you in the development of your photography business. In this video, we're talking about photography competition and how it's irrelevant, because it is irrelevant. There is so much competition out there. Everyone has the opportunity to be a photographer. Technology is what has hurt us, not other photographers. I see complaints online all the time about how photographers are hurting the photography industry with their low prices. Those aren't professional photographers in most cases. And we're going to talk about working for free tomorrow and what that's all about. And people are complaining about it. And no, it's not a good thing. But those who are trying to make a living as a photographer, well, quite honestly, you can't be thinking about that, because you are competing against cell phones, your local iPad, your point and shoot camera, and anybody who has a DSLR anywhere, anytime, any place. Everybody is a photographer. So why should you be worrying about them? Because if you do that, all you're going to be doing is nothing. You have two choices when you become a photographer. Play the commodity game, which is worrying about all of the other photographers and trying to be the lowest price, or playing the brand game. And when you play the brand game, you can then charge $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 for your photographs, for your day, whatever you want, because you've developed the brand. And people, not only are they willing to pay that price, they're seeking you out to pay that price. But you can only do that if you play the brand game, not the commodity game. And unfortunately, most photographers, they play the commodity game because they don't know better. They're not thinking about their business differently, which is what I'm trying to get you to do throughout these 31 days. Think about your photography business differently. You have to, if you're going to survive, if you're going to grow your business. And don't get mad when somebody says, can you do it for free? You tell them no, unless you want to do it for free. It's up to you, but you have to be in charge. You have to be in control of your business. There is no other option. And when you say, well, people in my area won't pay those prices, or people in my area of photography, well, they expect this. Well, then change the expectations. Don't be like the other photographers. Offer something new, something different, something that people are willing to pay extra for. The days of the black box, the magic of a photographic camera, the lenses and the f-stops and the shutter speeds and all that stuff that was just amazing, and it was so hard to figure out, and you would create this image on film and then you'd have it developed, and that's gone. You know if you did a good or bad job just by looking at the back of your camera. And that advantage has allowed for many people, and quite possibly you, to get into photography. And that's fine. I mean, that same scenario has helped up my game. I do more types of photography today because I'm able to look at the back of my screen than I did 20 years ago. So it's affected all of us. And you know what? Technology has affected all different types of industries. Think about all of the things that you are not willing to pay for anymore because you just feel like, hey, it's not a high value item to you. You're looking for free designs online, free templates online, free videos online, whatever it may be for what you're trying to do for your client. And maybe you need to combine other parts of a need for your client, and you look for the cheapest thing possible to combine with your photography. So it's rampant. Now, if somebody asks you as a photographer, for something specific, and they had the highest of expectations, and your future work with them was dependent on you bringing in a top quality designer, then you would probably put a little more emphasis on the quality and probably pay more than looking for the cheap template online. You would do the same thing. So you need to think about the way people are thinking, and you are no different. You need to think about people when they need the brand and when people need the commodity. And when people need the brand photographer, why is that? Who are they? We talked about personas. Take a look at that video. It's an important video. We looked at ways in which we market ourselves, the way we price our photography. We're halfway through these 31 days. And that's why I'm kind of creating a little rant video, because I want you to understand the importance of all of the different elements that I'm sharing with you over the past 2 weeks and what I'm going to share with you over the next coming 2 weeks. Information. If you watch these videos from one end to the other, even if the topic isn't that interesting to you on the face of it, you're going to learn a lot of little tidbits of information that are going to help and support you. And I highly recommend that you watch many of these videos over. And I also recommend that you share these videos with people you think that want to become a professional photographer. I have a lot of really good information tomorrow about working for free and how to approach that topic. There's some tricks to doing this and some best practices in terms of the way you go about it. But ultimately, you can't be worried about what other people are doing. If you find yourself getting mad at how other people are trying to grow a business with poor business practices, don't. Because they're not going to be a professional photographer for long. They may end up just being a part-time photographer, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if somebody has another job or another source of income, you can't compete with that. So stop trying. And if somebody's a hobbyist and doesn't really know the value of their photographs and copyrights, so what? I mean, there are so many of them. What would you do if you were a hobbyist photographer and someone came along and said, hey, I'll give you $50 for that photo. Now, you know you could have gotten thousands or hundreds or whatever it may be, but that hobbyist doesn't know. They don't know better. They're just thrilled that somebody actually paid attention to them and their photography and that someone actually appreciated their work. And not only that, they're willing to give them money. So you can't blame all these people. You can't blame the people who don't understand business. You can't blame the hobbyist, and you can't blame someone who's just getting into the business and doesn't have a lot of self-esteem. All you can do as a photographer is help guide them. Share ideas and information with them. Be a mentor. But don't worry about them, because the fact is, competition, as far as your photography business is concerned, is irrelevant.